Hello and welcome to Ender.io. I just put a Stirling generator down. It's the most basic thing. Burn time 1600. So you can see there's an efficiency thing. And it says max 20 hour per tick. So yeah, so every second then it should go up 400. Let's look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So you can see that's what's happening. It's going up 400 every second. The burn rate is 2.0 times. Now that is not what we actually want. What would actually be better is if the burn rate was slower, and that way the efficiency would be higher. If it was burning at 1.0, then we could be getting the most bang for our buck. For some reason I've been using that phrase a lot, bang for your buck, but it's actually very relevant to this stuff, that phrase, so I probably will continue to do so. And of course we've got to take a look at this stuff as well. This is the 3D interface. And you can click on this bottom right button as well. So I'm going to try and explain that if I can get it. I've written loads of notes about everything, and that's generally how, whenever I try to actually work out anything, I have to write it down by hand. It's quite unusual, I think, to do that, but writing stuff down by hand is just very useful. And like I said, this is just going to be trying to look at the processing of Ender.io. There's obviously a lot of more exciting stuff later on, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. So the question is, right, I wonder if we take all this out, it's still going to carry on doing whatever it's got left. It will have taken that first piece of coal. But it's not going to keep on taking more coal into its inventory, is it? So I wonder if there's a way that I can actually make that happen. You see, the actual chest appears there now. Oh, you see? Oh, wow! And it pulls the whole stack when I did that. Let me try that again. That is just too exciting, isn't it? Yeah, it just pulls it out. It is pretty fucking exciting, I've got to say. There's no way you can really doubt that. That is pretty exciting. So yeah, so you can actually pull stuff in like that, which is pretty cool. Honestly, I mean, yeah. The problem is, probably most people will watch this video, will watch it years afterwards, where this stuff is like, oh yeah, this has been the standard for like, 3 years or whatever now. So, but to me, I mean, okay, I mean, even when I'm playing it, it's not that new, but it's still fairly new. It's not like, I don't think a year ago Ender.io even existed in 2013. Did Ender.io exist in 2013? It might have just done. I don't think it existed too early though. But I don't know. Doesn't even really matter. But yeah, so there's all these different things here. And these are the sort of this is all going to be like building blocks of this mod. Just trying to understand what the fuck is going on. Cause you can't. I always find it's always difficult to do these things. We can look at all these different stuff. I just want to place down some of the wires just to get a feel for the cabling, and the cabling is very cool looking. And the good thing about Ender.io is it seems to have a lot of cool ideas in it. So here's energy. Alright, but yeah, so there's lots of cool different wires and stuff. What I really want to do though is obviously, you put something into dust and then you put it in the furnace, pulverize it into dust and then put it in the redstone furnace. You might do that in thermal expansion, right? There's also ways to do that here, probably through this configure system. And I'm going to just try to, like I say, I've got a lot of notes, so I'm going to just sort of, unfortunately I can't even read some of my notes sometimes, which is a bit unfortunate, but it doesn't matter. So the alloy smelter is basically the furnace, right? So the alloy smelter is the furnace. We've got all this power in here. I think you can just put it in the capacitor, actually, capacitor bank. Let me just check that. You just put it on top. Yeah, you see, it's actually building up. I wonder if I can increase that. And there's also these speed upgrade things. And you notice that we've got always active, active with signal, active without signal, never active, always active. So if we look at configure IO, it does actually have, it's actually got none on it. So it's outputting to the top there, but it hasn't actually been set to anything. We've set this side to pull from the chest, but we're not actually pushing it out. But it's still filling up. Let's have a think. Let's just check that it's the same rate. 1, 2, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, wait. Let me just try and get, I'm trying to get it and then doing 400 each. Oh no, the input is 1,000 though, isn't it? I wonder how that is inputting actually. That was actually a little bit off piste. But of course we do need to have the capacitor bank. Interestingly as well, is one of the things that I do is I tend to not have the crafting recipes and the not to set the crafting recipes and the actual usage of it, and that's because I actually think it's better that way. Because I think even though to fully understand any mod, especially one that's cool like this, even though there's this sort of synergistic you know, thing between the crafting recipes and the actual functionality of the blocks, I think it's that's not the way I would start off looking at it. I think that's like stage 3, whereas stage 1 and 2 is looking at them both individually and then doing it. So there's a little thought about that. So what we want to do is we wanted to get the alloy smelter running. It needs power though. So I wonder if I can just put an energy conduit here. No. Oh yeah, sorry, it does work. But it's interesting, I didn't actually set it to work. I can disable it though. But somehow it's still increasing in power. How's that increasing in power? That's interesting. That doesn't make any sense to me. It is though. Is it just getting power from the air, I wonder? That is weird. See, it's pretty weird. I think this stuff is actually emitting heat. It's actually taking the heat from the air. No, it's not, is it? So it's definitely to do with this pipe. So even when it's not connected, it's actually getting a wireless signal from it somehow. Weird. Put it on none. I don't think it's going out much quicker actually. And we can do alloys. We can get a lot of alloys from here as well. It may also be to do with the fact that we can't seem to access the actual pipe from this menu. Yeah, and you can swap between modes, I guess so you can click more easily on different stuff. And you still can, I think, click on it, but I think that's just to give you a slightly easier view. Alright, so there's the alloy smelter. And then there's a sag mill. So I guess a simple process probably would be do something in the alloy smelter. Put it into a chest, push it into a chest, and then pull it into, you know, like just do a chest here, and then do the sag mill here. And we want to take some of the results from it, right? So the recipes for this. Let's look at the alloy smelter recipes if we can. We might be able to get access to. I'm not sure what. Let's try this functionality, the L functionality. It's not really working in this mod pack. Alloy smelter. So upgrade with capacitors to increase speed and energy storage. So I believe if we get an octadic capacitor, that might do something. Man, it's kind of annoying. This is the one I'm playing on impact flux. For some reason, I think I noticed this before it happened. It doesn't quite work properly. But that's fine, you know. Sometimes it's like, although you want everything to work properly, sometimes when you get little nuances of things not working properly, it does make you do things in a slightly different way. So you've got to think of that as well. Yeah, so I did want an octadic capacitor. Here we go. So these things should actually just be an upgrade I can put in here. So max of 100 RF per tick. So it's definitely being able to get a lot more now. And you can see if I click on this button here, yeah, we can see we've got input, output, extract, insert, disabled, and we've also got signal color. And this is how this stuff actually works. So I wonder if this is actually, so this is basically IO. Well, hopefully I don't get a meteor crashing. I've got the 40 meters. Check my video on that out. But so we can extract from this side, and that will go here. But what if we put insert? Now it does actually affect the functionality of it, so we don't want to be doing that. And you can also see the button on here as well. Disabled, is that going to do anything? That will break it. Now then I won't even be able to access it. So I'll put it on none and then configure. I'm not quite sure, it's interesting that. I'm not quite sure about it there. Kind of am. But I would like to find out, yeah. But basically the whole point of what I was trying to do here was I was going to try to do like, oh, the recipes are right there, that's much better then. Alright, what about this conductive iron stuff? I think that's useful, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is actually. I don't feel bad actually. Things like silicon and conductive, yeah, because we need to make, there's certain hybrid alloys we need to make, and they are electrical steel, energetic alloy, vibrant alloy, redstone alloy, conductive iron, pulsating iron, and dark steel. So they're the things that you actually need to make. Hold left click in the. I've just been looking at some of the things in the because one of the things I often it often annoys me is trying to understand these systems properly. Because you see, there's probably shift. So yeah, there we go. So the shift, there is shift left click functionality. Yeah. So always keep. I mean, it's obviously quite an obvious thing, but I always find it like important to always keep in mind these different functionalities with shift normally, and there may be other things with control and stuff like that. Control actually does the same as shift here. You know, you never know what's going to happen when you press some of the keys around the outside of the keyboard. So that's an interesting. Yeah, it's just a general sort of thing. So we wanted to make conductive iron, didn't we? We do have, and that recipe is actually quite useful. Pulsating iron as well. So let's get some iron, some ender pearls. Let's have a look. Alright, I'm not, like I said, I'm not really used to doing it this way, but I'll try my best trying to iron and ender pearls. Where are we going to find that? Iron and some ender pearls might be in here. And mob drops maybe. What ender pearls be? Building blocks. Food stuff, tools, combat, brewing maybe? No. I don't know where ender pearls are actually. I think the search is actually alright though, here, yeah. I'll just use search here then. Alright, so there's some iron and some ender pearls. How do you get them in there? I don't get this picture why it's like that. Is that picture supposed to be like that? Oh no, it says furnace only, so what if I put all smelting? There we go. So what you can do, so that's basically an automatic filter to filter out this stuff. Now what about the sag mill recipes? Because what we could in theory do here, if we got anything that we have to put, there should be some funkier stuff to put in at the top here. Sag mill is actually a lot more boring when I think about it. We'll get silicon out of place. Silicon is actually very, very useful. Yeah, silicon's very useful. And like I said, electrical steel, energetic alloy, vibrant alloy, redstone alloy, conductive iron, pulsating iron, dark steel are all very, very useful as well. I'm not seeing anything though of. This is all like going in kind of different directions. What I thought maybe. We have here manual using it. Weird. Maybe we can go the other way. There's definitely ways to pass it through, I'm just not sure about it yet. Let's make an iron block. Photovoltaic cell. Looks like the solar cell, this thing. there's the vibrant alloy I was telling you about. And that's ender pearl and an energetic alloy. An energetic alloy, gold, redstone, and glowstone. So there seems to be a deep. I think there's quite a deep link between these two machines. What do we get with the wrench, I wonder? Won't this do something? I'm trying to remember which button it is that actually alters that stuff. Let me look at the. Let me look at some more recipes with these actually. I don't know. I feel like there's something with obsidian that I should be looking for. Night metal ingot. There's so many weird ingots. The alloy smell has definitely got more to it. Because, yeah, I need to keep on thinking, remembering, this is the pulverizer, basically. This is what we get. There's obsidian there. How do we get crushed obsidian then? I've got no idea how you get that. Yeah, but gold goes into gold powder. Oh yeah, this thing. This thing I'm not sure about. Let me just check out. I'm going to check out a few more items. Like I say, I'm only just kind of getting into this now, but this obviously is an interesting item. I'm just wondering. There's nothing in the capacitor bank. Well, that's not true. So we do get some information from it. Now I wonder why it's not actually telling me that there's I believe there's also a thing that you might have to like match up the signals or something. That is red. And maybe there's not actually I don't know what that has done. I guess it's not connected directly to the capacitor bank. Probably if I connected it up here, what would it tell me then? Oh wow, it's coming out fast. Yeah, that makes a big difference. Yeah, because basically it was only pulling out at the rate it was able to at max 20 RF, whereas the max for this is 1000. It's pretty cool. But yeah, like I say, there are obviously ways, I think, where you can mix this together, where you will pulverize certain things, like maybe your coal into, you know, charcoal, like osmium dust. And what can we do with the osmium dust? We can cook it up into the ingots, like you might imagine. That's kind of like a boring one, but yeah, I suppose you can do that with the induction smell, but it's a different way of doing things. But it's still sort of a bit similar to yeah, I think I probably looked at this at the first episode as well. I honestly can't see that many good uses for, apart from the silicon business. The silicon crucible furnace seems to keep on popping up actually. Silicon is basically, I think, really the reason why you do this. Because you can use it with the AE2 inscriber. You can make a wireless charger and a photovoltaic cell. And the conduit probe and the powered light. So you are going to need that silicon for some of these items. Electrical steel and redstone alloy as well, which I mentioned. They're key. Yeah. And then you can make the conduits, the redstone, and the insulated redstone conduits, which I believe, I actually got here because I knew they were important, but I'm not quite sure why. You can see you can actually make that little paddle thing. And once you've got the paddle thing, actually, that is an interface. But yeah, so you grind up the clay and then you put coal and something with it and get the electrical steel. But yeah, there are, like I said, there's different. This is very much a tiered system. So we might have the combustion generator, for instance. This is more powerful. And it's probably not going to work. How do you even work that one? I don't know how that one works actually. What I'd need to do is I would need to upgrade my energy conduits. Like these ones. You see, I'm not sure about the packets sort of stuff. Remember with industrial craft, you could have as many packets of that same tier go at the same tick, and that was the whole thing. But you couldn't have like a massive, you know, a huge packet. It was only the thing was only so, it only takes so much throughput. And you can see these are actually connecting, but I imagine it would probably default to the lower one. So even though these ones are 5,000 and these purple ones are 1,200, you probably default to that one, I imagine. Now, what else is there? Well, there's the Item Conduit, and like I say, I probably will start using this stuff. These are all things that are pretty useful. The Item Conduit. So what's going on with this thing? Let's see if we can get into an inventory of some kind. Item Conduit has no external connection. I wonder if I can. Let's try sticking that on there or something. You see, at least by that way we'll actually get a proper inventory for it. Well, that was weird. Now you see, this is how you actually put in more cables in. This is beyond what I know though. You can see though we've actually got two different channels here now. Round robin. This is more, and then we can put in the upgrades. What was it? The Insulated Redstone Conduit. So it just, when you right click on it, it actually just builds a separate. Ah, that is so cool. And it actually gives you this extra tab to it. So it actually dynamically changes the menu system, which is very, very cool. And you see some of these redstone things, they actually have got a redstone signal. Do they? Wait. Do they have a redstone signal automatically? I'm not sure about this actually. They might do though. What was that? Isn't insulated redstone? It's not automatically providing power though, is it? This is a bit confusing, this bit. You know, I can't just stick... Can I? Oh, you can. Yes, you can. Well, that is pretty interesting. So it actually is like just a redstone line, which is really weird. But yeah, I think, funnily enough, well, I've actually written quite a lot more than this. I think I'm definitely gonna come back to this. I'll be honest with you, I really think this mod is like one of the best mods for a very, very long time. It's just so, everything about it I really like. I love all the interfaces, I love the menu system, I love the fact you can do these things like this, that you can just, a cable that just acts like a redstone line, the size of the cables, the texturing, all the graphics look amazing, and it's just bloody brilliant. Why did that do that? But anyway, like I said, I've got a lot more to talk about on this, but it won't be in this episode, so thanks for watching.